In the dim water, Chris opened his eyes. Being able to breathe is probably thanks to Pula. However, a heavy atmosphere lingered there, making it feel suffocating. Chris spun around and looked around 360 degrees. However, he couldn't see anything in the murky water. There was no sign of Clare either.
Clare,
Chris called out repeatedly, but all he heard was his own voice echoing inside his head. Gradually, the feeling of suffocation increased. He started to experience tinnitus, and his head and chest felt tight. His hands and feet are also numb, and he is losing strength rapidly. Maybe the effect of the Pula has worn off. A sense of fear arose, and Chris felt like he was about to fall into a panic. Then, he heard a voice calling his name from somewhere. Chris. When he turned to the direction of the voice, there was Bibi. Not the Bibi of now, but the original one, from before he was reborn.
Huh? Bibi? Why are you here?
I missed you, Chris. Bibi said, wagging its tail and bouncing around.
If Bibi is here, could this be the afterlife? Wait, but weren't you supposed to have been reborn?
As he ran over to Bibi, Chris heard his name called from another direction. When he turned around, his mother was standing there.
Huh? Why is Mom here?
What are you doing, Chris? Stop having such strange dreams and come home quickly.
Chris tilted his head as his mother scolded him.
What on earth could this mean? Are they saying that everything that has happened so far was just another dream?
As he was thinking about this, Chris was called by name from another place. When he turned around, there was Sana.
Chris, it's okay now, shall we go home? Salit was saying earlier that the earth isn't actually going to perish or anything like that. And, there's nothing to feel responsible for, so, shall we go home?
Sana said this and reached out her hand.
Yeah, get back here quick, middle school's about to begin.
Suddenly, there was Takeshi beside Sana, wearing his school uniform.
That's right, come back. We promised to go exploring again on our bikes, didn't we?
Said Yohei, along with other classmates who appeared in front of Chris. Even their homeroom teacher Ms. Sato was there.
Chris, you're already a middle school student, right? It's not the time to be lost in such fantasies and playing around. There's no way you could save the world, it's about time you wake up.
Ms. Sato's words made everyone in the class nod in agreement.
I see. I guess I was dreaming a long dream after all. That's certainly true. It's incredibly presumptuous to think that someone like me has a mission to save the world and humanity.
When Chris raised his face in agreement, Bibi and his mother appeared again, and everyone welcomed him with smiles. As he headed towards where everyone was waiting, a shout of, "No," echoed. When he turned around, Clare was there. Chris, you mustn't be deceived. You can't go that way. You're being shown an illusion. Do you understand? Don't be swayed by temptation. Don't start doubting. I'm begging you come back. Clare shouted, her face and body covered in wounds.
It's her again. She said you mustn't be deceived.
Naoto laughed, pointing his finger to Clare. Then, everyone in the class laughed.
She's the weird one, she's got wings growing out of her back, I mean, she's more like a fairy or a monster.
Takeshi said as he walked over and put his arm around Chris's shoulder.
Forget about that and let's get going already.
Chris turned back to Clare again. No way, Chris. Clare shouted, wiping her tears with her battered hands.
Actually, I think I'll head out for a bit.
Chris said as he shook off Takeshi's arm and turned back.
Yo, what's up with you, Chris? Trying to get yourself left out again?
At Takeshi's words, Chris stopped in his tracks. Memories of being bullied resurfaced from the depths of his heart. Chris was paralyzed with an indescribable fear. Clare looked at Chris with a sad expression. Her body was covered in even more wounds and was in tatters. Chris shook his head from side to side to cut off his fear. Without looking back at Takeshi and the others, he started running towards Clare.
Even if this was a dream, I have to fulfill my responsibilities in this world. I can't just leave it alone. If it's a dream, I can just wake up after everything is over.
Amidst the jeers from everyone, Chris continued to run in silence. Then, as if being sucked up by a vacuum cleaner, Chris was pulled up from the spot. Having escaped from Aqua, Chris was back in the original world again. At that moment, Clare flew in. Like when she appeared in the illusion within Aqua, Clare was covered in wounds.
What's wrong? Are you okay?
As soon as Chris called out, Alargan's attack struck the two of them. Clare caught Chris in her arms, and just barely dodged the attack, causing them to roll onto the ground.
Well done, Chris.
Clare smiled at Chris.
You've already overcome it mentally, so now you just crush that illusion of the dragon.
Clare said, directing her gaze towards Alargan, which was turning its way and charging in their direction.
Lift your right arm.
Still sitting on the ground, Chris raised his right arm towards Alargan as instructed. Clare placed her left arm there, connecting the heads of the dragons of Miracorn that were fitted onto her arm.
Chant together, Ondo Valna Ashim, Ondo Valna Ashim.
The moment he chanted Cantarmel following Clare, a strong light burst forth from Miracorn. As the light enveloped the two of them, it quickly grew larger and spread throughout the room. Then, the wave of light surged forth like a rising dragon, engulfing the approaching Alargan. The Alargan, swallowed by light, turned to dust in an instant. The dragon of light broke through the ceiling and soared high into the sky. As Chris witnessed the scene, his consciousness began to fade away.
Your power is incredible.
In the fading consciousness, he could faintly hear Clare's voice.